Hello, good morning, and good afternoon, good evening, and all that jazz. I do have my jazz hands going. Welcome back to a Reboot Your Thoughts podcast. Just a wee FYI, if you hear the butcher, the baker, or the candlestick maker in the background, my son is attempting to make a cheesecake for the first time, so that should be interesting. Got a recipe from my mum because my mum makes an amazing cheesecake. So he's going by that, but slightly changing it. So she does a double chocolate cheesecake where she uses dark chocolate and white chocolate, but he wants to make his own Kinder version of it. So I'm just leaving him to it. I'm taking nothing to do with it because I'll be the bad guy if I say the wrong thing, do the wrong thing. You'd better just leave them to it, you know? So that actually ties in quite well with this topic, today's topic, should I say. We're talking about food over Christmas and over the festive period as a whole. People get so obsessed with you have to have this, you have to have that, you have to have turkey, you have to have stuffing, you have to have all the sight. See, if you want to have a bowl of soup out a tin or a cup of soup out a packet, you do that. If you want to order a pizza or take a pizza out the freezer, you do you. I get a lot of people like to stick to tradition and everything else, but one, not everybody can afford the full shebang, the full turkey and all the trimmings. Not everybody likes it. Some people are vegetarian, vegan. Listen, I'm sorry, I'm not being rude, but I always get the two mixed up. But some people don't eat meat. Some people don't have big appetites. Some may not even like a Yorkshire pudding, and I get some of you might think that's criminal, but not every. I mean, my son would just sit and eat a plate of Yorkshire puddings with nothing else, no gravy, no actual meal, just Yorkshire puddings. But remember that some people are on their own as well at Christmas, so they just don't see the point in making. And listen, see if you know your neighbour's on your own and you know you've got spare and you think they might want it, dish them up a wee plate or invite them in if you don't have loads of family, whatever. I mean, I get not everybody's good company in certain situations, so not everybody wants to sit in company either. Not everybody wants to celebrate Christmas. So it's a bit of a each person to their own. So my youngest son would live off chicken. To be fair, so would my oldest. So yeah, everybody is different. Some people prefer meat, some might like steak, some might just want to have soup. Me personally, I would sit with a pavlova. Probably why I'm the size I am. I mean, I don't actually eat that much, but yeah, everybody is so different, and I just think we shouldn't judge. We always talk about not judging throughout the year and don't judge people that can't afford presents at Christmas and things like that. So why is it not the same when it comes to food? I heard who was it that said to me, I was out doing my mum's Christmas shopping the other day, and the young girl that was serving me was saying that her dad doesn't understand the full fuss about the whole turkey and all the trimmings. He would rather just have a takeaway curry, a takeaway Chinese curry or whatever it may be. And she was absolutely disgusted with that idea. Now, who remembers, and it actually wasn't that long ago, feels like 100 years ago, but it was only 5 years ago, Christmas 2020, or was it 2021? I think it was 2020, where we were all in a semi-lockdown over Christmas and we weren't allowed to have family. We were to stay in our own houses and everything else at Christmas. We weren't really supposed to socialise and everything else. We were allowed to see somebody for 2 hours. You weren't allowed to mix with more than one household. That's what it was, something along the lines. Anyway, so that was the first time that me and my sons had Christmas dinner in our own house. We used to always go to my mum's. And they decided that year that, do you know what, see, for a change, we don't want the whole turkey and stuffing. Well, they don't really eat stuffing. My youngest doesn't eat stuffing. my oldest, he's got to be very careful because he's gluten intolerant, and that's another thing. Some people have allergies, but anyway, back to what I was saying. I get, I semi-make it from scratch, but I don't. I get all the spices in a bag. That actually sounds as if I'm saying something criminal, but I'm not. Something illegal. I order from a place online, and they have like different meal prep kits and whatever else, but it's actually only a wee bag of spices, so it's enough spice for the amount of people you're making it for, if that makes sense. It's normally a bag and it would do 4 people, a meal for 4 people, and then you just add in all the extras like the stock, the flour, the whatever else, depending on what you're doing, and the meat or the fish or the veg or whatever it is. So I normally get the kit to make Chinese chicken curry from there, and they used to absolutely love it. I think they've bored themselves of it now because they don't really ask for it anymore, but they used to always ask for it. So that's what they wanted that Christmas, and I thought, well, actually, yeah, that makes a change, because up until then, so what age would I have been? About 41, I think. So for 41 years, I had turkey every year for Christmas. I thought, yeah, we'll do that for a wee change. My mum would have been absolutely devastated, disgusted, whatever, if I would have put that down to her at Christmas Day. But that's what the boys wanted, and that's what they got. And it was easy enough to make. You make it in 15-20 minutes. You fry up your chicken, you make your sauce, you put it all together, and Bob's your uncle, Fanny's your aunt. You have a Chinese curry, and it was absolutely delicious, and we just sat and made the most of it. Then the following year, I think we went to my mum's, and in I think this is the 3rd year we've had it here. Is it the 2nd or the 3rd? No, this is the 3rd year we would have had it here. Not sure if my mum's coming yet, because she's still unwell, so she's still semi-bedbound, but again, we've just got to make the most of it. It is what it is, but the situation's what we're in the now, and as long as everybody's happy. Also, think it this way, there is many people out there who would even be happy with the scraps of somebody's leftover because they have absolutely nothing at all. They beg, borrow, steal even sometimes, just to survive, just to get a little bit of something in their belly. And I think we don't always take time to reflect on that and to appreciate what we do have. I think as humans, there's times where it's not even about expecting, we're just too busy getting on with our day, because potentially making a meal or even going shopping for food is second nature to some people who maybe don't struggle for money. Now, at the minute, obviously, with the way finances are and everything else, there'll be many, many, many people out there struggling for money, regardless of whether you're in employment or you've got savings in the bank or anything else, even if you have family to help, whatever, but you'll still have food in your belly every day. There's many people out there who don't. There's many people out there who they'll wake up every morning hoping, praying that they get food in their belly that day, or they can even get a roof over their head for a couple of hours, out the rain, out the cold, snow even, maybe, depending where they are in the world. They'll hope that one day they'll have what everybody else has got. And we all wish for better, we all wish for more, but sometimes we just need to appreciate what we do have rather than what we don't have. And again, I think it's human nature where you do always want more. You want more for you want more for your kids, you want the best for you and your family. Like, we all want good health, but good health sometimes comes from good food or just any food. And I think at times like these, where you do have maybe all your family around your table, it's time to appreciate what you do have. If you do have food in your belly every day, even if it's one meal, and I get one meal isn't enough for anybody to survive on every single day, but it could be one meal more than what a lot of other people have got. And this isn't about saying that you shouldn't have, or you should every day count your blessings. We should count our blessings every day, but it's not about making anybody feel bad for what they've got, because you should never feel bad for what you've got unless you've hurt somebody to get what you've got. But if you're working hard every day, or if your family are working hard every day to give you the best, or to make sure that you've got a roof over your head, food in your belly, clothes on your back, heating, electricity, then that's okay. But it's when there's still some people in life who don't appreciate what they do have. They take for granted what they've got. They expect what they've got and more. There'll be many people listening to this who probably donate to charities, and that's amazing. There'll be people out there who maybe go to chapel, church, the mosque, wherever it may be that you were, where you pray or wherever, and you are praying for everybody to have the bare minimum, and that's all some people want, is the bare minimum. And I'm not saying I live a glamorous life. I do not live a glamorous life at all. I will say there's times where I struggle. There's times in the past where I have severely struggled. But there's still always somebody out there worse off. So we do need to just sometimes reflect on what we do have, rather than always thinking about what we don't have. I mean, I say that as I've just put the lottery on in the hope that I'm going to go and buy a house tomorrow. That's a little light-hearted joke because I don't want to make it too serious. But yeah, let's not forget that what you've got, maybe some people's idea of an idyllic life, a dream life, and you might not think it's enough, but for somebody it's the world. It would feel like the world to them to just have clean clothes on, a nice warm shower or bath, a nice bed to lie on, rather than sleeping in a doorway or in a cardboard box or in a sleeping bag, whatever it may be. But yeah, don't judge was where this topic started, and we kind of went on a little bit of a detour. But listen, whatever you're having on Christmas Day, enjoy every mouthful of it, enjoy every sip of it, enjoy every moment. Because again, none of us know when our life's going to change, for the best, for the good, for not so good. Don't want to say bad or whatever else, but we do know that life takes its turns. It can go over mountains and back down again, and you can take a right turn and then take a left turn. I mean, there's times when I'm just running around in circles. I'm constantly in circles. I think my brain just is like the Tasmanian devil. It just runs and runs. Some of you might actually be too young to know who the Tasmanian devil is. Google it. Google's good for everything, or go on YouTube. Whenever I talk about anything, any programmes from when I was young, so I'll use one as an example where some of you may know what it is. And if you're, I'm trying to think what age, if you're under 35 maybe even under 38, no, maybe even under 40, I don't even know anymore. No, I'd probably say 42. Anyway, a lot of yous might be too young. Fraggle Rock. Fraggle Rock was one of my favourites when I was young. I had to go on YouTube to show my sons what Fraggle Rock was. Come to Fraggle Rock. I can't remember the rest of the words. Then there was another one which you would definitely need to be like under 44 probably to remember it. Button Moon. And I don't know if that's just a UK thing. It could very well be. We're off to Button Moon with Mr. Spoon. Oh, there was cows jumping over the moon and everything. What else did I watch? The Flintstones. Alf. Who remembers Alf? I loved Alf. And then you had Mork and Mindy. That was more adult-ish. And then Blossom. We've went for food to TV programmes here, if you noticed that. What else did I watch when I was younger? I'm trying to think. Kate and Ali. I loved Kate and Ali. Again, that was older again. Yeah, there was what was it called? Sesame Street. Yeah, is Sesame Street still going? I don't think it is in the UK, but is it in America? I just don't think that should ever end. It's great being nostalgic. It's great going down memory lane, but at some point, some of us might lose our memory to go down memory lane. if you're unfortunate enough to end up with Alzheimer's or some kind of dementia, anything like that. I was speaking to an older gentleman the other day. Can't remember if I already told you this. God love him. He was shuffling behind me, but I actually thought he had stumbled and potentially fell at one point, hence why I turned round just to make sure he was okay, but he thought I turned round because I heard him shuffling and I thought that he was running up to me or whatever else. So he got in front of me and then he turned around and went, "Oh, I wasn't following you there." And I was like, no, you're okay. Anyway, I ended up talking to him. He was 90, I think he said. He's my new best pal, just saying. I came home and I'm out to my mum. I made a friend today and he was 90. She's like, "Oh, did you, hen? I'm happy for you." And he was telling me about where he used to come from, that he moved to where he lives now because he got married, and the part that we were at in the village we were in is like anywhere else. They've built flats, retirement homes, whatever else. But there used to be like shops and a little fruit and veg stall and all these different things, and we were talking about that, about how it's all changed and whatever. And then he was telling me that he had to give up driving because he has no memory anymore. He's got, I don't know if he's got dementia or Alzheimer's, but he's got problems with his memory. So of course I thought, typical Aileen, thought she would make a joke because that's what she does in these situations when somebody catches her off guard. And I'm like, "Oh, at least it'll keep you fit." And he went, "I'd rather have my memory." I thought, of course you would. I'm sorry, I didn't mean it like that. But that's just typical Aileen and her blonde moments. Stick your size 25s in it. So yeah, he was a lovely wee man. I seem to end up with all these wee old men talking to me. Do you think they think I'm an old lady? Or do you think they think they're younger than what they are? I don't know. Because that's twice. And it was round about the same area I've ended up with old men talking to me. That sounds bad, doesn't it? That sounds terrible. When you describe it like that. But yeah, it just makes you think what you do have and how life can change just at the drop of a hat. Just one day you could wake up and realise you don't have much memory or any. I had an elderly neighbour a good few years ago, and now, in fact, it must be almost 10 years ago, and she started to get dementia. And at this point, this particular day, she couldn't remember me. So, and she always spoke so polite, prim and proper. She's always dressed to perfection. Typical elderly lady, like of a certain era. And she came out while I was hanging my washing up one day, and we were talking to the neighbour that was in between the two of us. And she came up to me and she went, "Don't think I know you. I've not met you yet, have I? You're the new neighbour." So obviously I didn't want to scare her or make her feel a certain way. So I just went along with it and I just said, "Oh, I've lived here a wee while, but not sure we've actually met or whatever." And that kept her happy. And then she was telling me about how she was up the dancing and she got a new tattoo. But the tattoo was actually, she'd banged her leg and there was a cut on it. But she thought this was a tattoo. God love her. I mean, she never had a single tattoo in her body. Not that I know you anyway. And yeah, I just thought of. And do you know, the very first time I ever met this wee lady, when I first moved into the street, she burst out crying to me. I'd never clapped eyes on her before in my life. And then this day, she broke down. She was like, "Oh, you my new neighbour?" And I said, "Yeah," and introduced myself and told her it was me and my son and whatever else. And she told me about how her husband had passed away and her sister stayed, I think it was 2 doors up. And when she went to go and pay for the husband's funeral, the sister, who was her best friend, her sister passed away in the funeral director as well. They were paying for her husband's funeral, and I thought, that is absolutely heartbreaking. And I don't think she ever got over that. And how could you? I mean, you've 2 losses within 2 weeks of each other. But she was the nicest wee lady ever. I couldn't ask for a better neighbour than her. And she would never walk by anybody without smiling and talking to them. She was never in a bad mood, and if she was, she would never show it. So yeah, it just goes to show again, like I've said so many times in this episode, you just don't know what's round the corner. And yeah, not just for ourselves, but for our family, our children, our parents, our whoever, friends, any family members. Things can change at the drop of a hat. This has went a bit doom and gloom, which I didn't expect it to be. But yeah, that's that. And I feel as if today I've constantly said to people, you better start behaving. And I'm not even talking about children, I'm talking about actual adults, like my age and older. And I'm like, you better start behaving because Santa's watching. And we went to go to the dump, the tip, I don't know what you call it, where you go and take all your rubbish that you can't fit in your outside bin. We went there today, me and my oldest son. And every time I go up there, I just have a laugh with all the guys that work there. And I was laughing. I'm like, excuse me, you better stop being cheeky to me because Santa's watching you and he'll not come. And he's like, where you go? And then, because they normally sit at a different bit for where they were sitting today for you to say that you've booked in. So I drove to where they normally go and I heard this voice saying, I'm back here. And I was like, excuse me, you're not meant to be in there. Stop your skiving and get to your checkpoint. And he's like, you better have booked in after giving me all that cheek. Then he told me he never had a kettle, and I was like, what you tell me for? I'm just here to throw rubbish away. It's like, you better start being nice to me, Santa's watching. So yeah, but everywhere I've went, I'm saying to an adult, you better stop it, Santa's watching, he'll not come to you. I've said it to Danielle, I don't know, many times in the last 48 hours. And I'm like, you better start behaving yourself, Santa's not coming to you. And she just keeps saying to me, I don't care, because she's in a bad mood at the minute. She's not talking to her husband. So yes, she's like, I don't care if Santa comes, I couldn't care less. And I'm like, oh my God, listen to her cheek. So yeah, Danielle's not feeling Christmas at the minute. And I can't do anything but laugh at her because I can't take her seriously. Because one minute she's sitting and she's trying to make a joke, and the next minute she's shouting at you she doesn't care if Santa doesn't come here. I'm like, well, on your head be it, because see if you wake up on Christmas Day and Santa's not been, you'll be raging. And I'll laugh at you because it's because of your bad behaviour. So yeah, that's Danielle's trauma at the minute. Santa might not come here, which is highly amusing. Oh, that's what I've not told you, is I went to go and view a house today. And guess what? We can move in if we want. So I just need to let the guy know if I'm definitely taking it. I said to him I'd let him know later in the day, but I'm actually going to wait. I'm going to sleep on it. I've just got a few things to think over about it. Lovely house. Nothing wrong with the house at all. It's just smaller than I thought it was going to be. I used to stay in a house over the back from it. I mean, I left that house 33 years ago, so maybe my memory's deceiving me. But the house over the back, I'm sure, was slightly bigger. Whereas I thought that house would have been bigger because one was a terrace and one was a semi. I don't know what to do. I just don't know what to do with myself. So yeah, I don't know. Listen to me. I've moaned at yous for 12 months, a full year, that I've kind of got offered a house, and I'm like, I don't know. The problem as well is that it's very, very expensive for what it is, and I think it's partly because he's just refurbished it. I feel as if that's not my fault that you had to refurbish it because you had a dodgy tenant. So I don't know. I just don't know. So if anybody would like to advise me, I know that if I spoke to a financial advisor and they went and they'd be like, Aileen, calm down, hen. Just calm yourself. Just stop. It's one of the ones, isn't it? And it's right where I want. It's in the area I wanted. It's in the estate I wanted. One of the other problems is it's only 2 bedrooms and we need 3. I know you're all probably shouting, they're now going like that. Well, there's your answer. But there is a small conservatory at the back that I could use as a bedroom. But my youngest is worried because it's all glass in case somebody breaks in and hurts his mammy. And then I just said, well, do you know what? I said, if they do break in, they'll take one look at your mommy and they'll run because they'll get a bigger fright than what I'll get. So I don't know. I just don't know. It's so hard because I love that street. I love that estate. I grew up there as a child. Decisions. But, I don't know. It's very conflicting. My heart's saying one thing, my head's saying something else, in case you haven't noticed that. So we'll see. I'll tell you tomorrow what I decide. At the minute, I don't know. I'm saying yes 1 minute and then 5 minutes later I'm like, no. And then it's back to yes. Then it's back to no. And then it's, could we make it work? We could. But, yes. I could pay a mortgage for less than what this house is a month for a bigger house. Problem is, because I'm self-employed, it's so hard to get a mortgage. I don't know what to do. Lost in music. Caught in a trap. I quit. No turning back. We're lost in music. And then my oldest is saying to me, but Mum, think about how long you've tried to get a house for, and then what happens if this one turns out not to be the right one, and then you move in and then you're waiting another year, 2 year, 3 year or whatever before you can move again. And I'm like, I know. Why are my children so sensible? And then they've got me as a daft mammy. They're stuck with me. How did I end up with two wins like that? And don't tell me it's because they took after their father, because I don't agree with that at all. Oh, life is a mystery. Everyone must stand alone. I hear you call my name, and it feels like home, just like a prayer. I need some prayers just for my sanity. I think I sang you more than I've spoke. But anyway, let's end this one before I depress you all. That's not what I'm here for. So, don't be angry with yourself if you're having something different on Christmas Day for your dinner, or at any point throughout Christmas. Don't be angry with yourself if you're on your own, because if that's what you want, that's what you want. Don't be judging anybody for what they're having just because they're having something different from you. And pray for Aileen and her sanity. Please, silver play. Just always count your blessings for what you've got, is the moral of this story. I think, maybe. I don't know anymore. I'm lost. I quit. I don't quit, I promise. But again, if anybody does want to come on the podcast as a guest, or if you would like to advertise or sponsor the podcast, then you can contact me through email on rebootyourthoughtspodcast@gmail.com, or you can find us on Twitter, Facebook. No, not Twitter. Well, you can, but I've deleted Twitter off my phone, so I won't get it. TikTok is the one I was trying to say. Facebook or Instagram. If you would like to book in for an appointment for counselling, coaching, whether it be life coaching, business coaching or wellness coaching, or any holistic therapies that we do offer, which are hop ear candling, Indian head massage, hot stone massage therapy, cupping massage therapy and manual lymphatic drainage. There will also be, at some point in January, going into February, we'll be doing some group sessions as well. You can find all the details for that on therebootsanctuary.com. There is a WhatsApp button on there. If you want to hit that, then you can send us a message and we'll get back to you ASAP. If you don't want to give out your phone number and you just want to send a contact form, there is the contact us or something like that on, I can't remember exactly, I'm sure it's contact us, it says, the contact me form on the website, therebootsanctuary.com, and just put your email in there and we'll email you back and we can arrange to have a better discussion with you. We also do come into businesses as well. If you would like us to come into your business, whether it be for business coaching or for some kind of wellness or mental health coaching or counselling with any of your staff or even yourself, if you want us to look over your business, we can do all that. again, just hit that WhatsApp button and I will be in touch ASAP. We do try and get back in touch with you within 24 hours. Usually is less, but if it is a busy period, it will be maybe just over. But we aim for within 24 hours. I think that's all I've got to say for today. But I hope you are all enjoying what's going on now, whatever celebrations you are having. If you are feeling lonely, if you are grieving, anything like that, my phone is always on. Remember, Christmas Day, New Year's Day, we don't take any charge, we don't take any payments for anybody that wants to phone, regardless of whether you've been a client with us before or never spoke to us in your life. Everybody's welcome to phone. If I don't answer, I'm either speaking to somebody else or I'm just out the room away from my phone and I've not heard it, and I will phone you back or message you back. But yes, I am going to leave it at that because I am starting to ramble on. A lot of nonsense, I think. And I hope everybody is safe and well. Look out for each other, look out for your neighbours, look out for your loved ones, and look out for yourself most importantly. And I will speak to you all soon. Take care. Bye bye.